Okay, so a strain is a damage to a muscle or a tendon, and can be caused by overstretching in that particular area. So they're very similar to a sprain that we talked about earlier, but a strain can result in a simple overstretching of the muscle, or in more serious examples can be even a partial or complete rupture, as we see here. So partial or complete rupture. Strains can be common in sports involving dynamic lunging, particularly when combined with sprinting activities. So if we think about different sports, things like football and tackling, or rugby and tackling, these sorts of activities can have an impact on our muscles firing at a quick rate of knots, and therefore can result in these sorts of injuries, overstretching or tearing of the muscle. Again, they can be sort of categorized in terms of the grades, and the grading system is similar to the sprain grading system. So a grade 1 is relatively minor damage to the muscle fiber cells and can result in less than 5% damage. So there is some damage here, as we can see, and obviously we'd need to think about the remodeling stage and how that has an impact. You've got then a grade 2, which is the muscle cells are not completely ruptured, but there's more expensive damage to the fibers, so a partial rupture. And what we would see here in terms of the remodeling phase is that this process would take a lot longer than this one. And then you'd obviously have to think about how we align the fibers back up to make sure that when we've recovered, we've got a full recovery. Because what happens initially is collagen branches this, and that collagen's not really as effective as the original muscle tissues. And then you've got grade 3, which is a complete rupture of the muscle has occurred, and in most cases would either require some form of surgery or rehabilitation. This can take an extensive time to recover. It's difficult to put a time on it because everybody's body kind of repairs at different rates, and it depends on where that injury's occurred. So you'd be looking at an extensive time out. Again, when the muscle fibers repair, you're likely to get collagen fibers that kind of bridge this gap, and then it's about the remodeling process and trying to make sure that the fibers realign so that we get the muscle back to a healthy position, back to its normal or as close to its normal state, so we get a full range of motion. That's why that remodeling process is really important when we have strains or sprains, because we need to make sure that actually we get it back to its original state or as close to its original state, so we've got full range of movement, not restricted range. Or if we haven't, what's likely to happen is re-injuring that area.